And we are live. I'm here with Leigh Mitchell, who I haven't seen since the beginning of lockdown. How you
Yeah, it's been
doing,
ages.
Leigh?
Yeah, I'm not doing bad. Just keeping busy, really. Everything feels a bit more normal now, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you were just
Well,
saying
to
you're
some extent.
to some extent, but I guess if you're still working and still training, life is more normal for you than it is for a lot of other people.
Yeah, I know some people still ain't at work and stuff like that, or people ain't training, obviously, who, like some of the guys who don't necessarily compete or things like that, haven't been training, which must be frustrating for them, obviously.
Yeah.
But no, things have been all right. Things have been good.
Yeah, yeah. And you've got an epic fight announcement. I was so buzzing to see this one. Nathan Fletcher. It's a really good matchup. Props to Ian Dean again. I feel like I say that on every interview I'm on, but
Every post.
yeah, I do. But I bloody love this matchup. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, it's nice to be fighting like a solid guy. Obviously, you always want to be fighting the best guys anyway. But big fight on a big show, you can't really ask for much more. So I'm just excited. I'm just so excited.
Yeah. And he's actually fought in Colchester before, which is obviously our stomping ground, where I
Yeah,
love to go and do all the interviews. And you've headlined, I don't know how many times, and been on the card like it feels like for the last 10
yeah,
years.
been on the forever. But
Yeah,
no, Nathan's a cool guy to be fair. I spoke to him like that night anyway. Like when he fought in Colchester. I've chatted to him on Instagram and stuff a few times. He's like a sound lad. Um, and we're both in like the similar position kind of thing. Both got similar records. We've beat a lot of or some of the same guys in like similar ways kind of thing. Both
yeah,
young, up and comers, so it should be fire, as they say. No, it
yeah.
should be good.
It's a fight that really makes a lot of sense for all them reasons you just said, and the fact that you've both got 3 pro wins and they're all pro finishes, like, just sounds like it's going to be. I've probably made it into a point decision now, but it sounds like a cracking fight.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. To be fair, um, yeah, I know it'll be one of them fights. No matter who, obviously we're both confident lads. We're confident in our own abilities, but no matter who gets it, I feel like it will both do good things for our careers anyway. If you know what I mean. And obviously, it only looks good when you're fighting um, top class opposition, like regardless kind of thing. Um, but I know there's a lot of mutual respect there. Um, I see we both follow each other on Instagram and stuff like that. We have done we have for ages, and like he put up like that he knows or like no easy fights or whatever, which is like exactly the same. Both fighting like another up and comer who's like maybe a bit of a prospect or whatever. Um, so yeah, it'll be good.
It is going to be amazing. I'm just going to bring up a comment from Elliot
There's
Pegwam and
only one Leigh Mitchell.
says, it's almost another one because you've got a twin brother, right? But
Yeah, almost.
and this is from my editor. I'm sure you've answered this before in one of our other many interviews, but if you could change one rule in MMA, what would it be?
um, that's a weird. I've never actually thought about it. To be fair, like you think I probably would have, but um, don't know. I'm trying to think.
Some people
Um,
want to bring headbutts back.
bring headbutts back. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if I fancy any of them. I don't know if I fancy any of them headbutts. To be fair, um, I don't even know. To be fair, I like it as it is.
There
I
you go.
like it as
Yeah,
is.
you've got to
Just
stop
give me a
asking
chance.
that
Give me a
question.
chance to be good at the rules as they are.
So I wanted to talk to you about Corey McKenna, who obviously has just won her place in the UFC. You were one of her main training partners ahead of the contenders. Not that she had much notice. I think it was a 3-week camp, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, she's always training her ass off anyway. I was literally I was with her more or less when she found out about it. Anyway, we was watching the UFC one night or something like that. And where she was staying is literally around the corner from the gym. So me Charlie and Corey sometimes watch the fights when she was down, watch the fights and go training, and she was kind of rushing around in the morning like, oh, I've got a fight come through kind of thing. But she was already training so hard before that anyway, so it makes no difference really. She kind of, I know everyone says it probably quite corny, like, but she probably doesn't even have to get ready because she's always ready for something.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? She always works so hard, and yeah, like I say, put loads of rounds in with her before that. She's super sharp as always. She deserves it. I probably told her a million times how happy I am for her. Honestly,
Yeah.
she does deserve it.
And what was that? Okay, I won't call it a camp because you're already training anyway. But what's it been like working out in Jack's garden? And thankfully, the weather's been a bit better than it has been today while you were doing that.
We was training. Me, Steve, and Charlie was training at Jack's at like 6 o'clock this morning when it was raining anyway. So it doesn't make any difference. If it's raining, we just get some shoes on and do striking drills and stuff like that. Like in the garden anyway. But there's other times where we get the mats out and stuff like that. But everyone's still training. Well, everyone who's fighting is training every day still. Like everyone's just working just as hard. And to be fair, we're probably all getting more out of it because it's only the competition guys who are there, if you know what I mean. So like you get a lot more attention. You get a lot more attention from like your coaches and stuff, obviously, and just spending a lot more time with like the higher level guys and stuff. So you all kind of help each other out, and you all kind of, it feels like we've all kind of improved like quicker through like the last few months or whatever, where there's only such a close knit group of guys training together, and everyone's so good. Like everyone's so difficult, and everyone's so good. So we like, I know definitely, I almost feel like a different fighter from what I did last time I fought, if you know what I mean. Like just like I feel like the level's gone up so much. Everyone's so difficult to like train, like to spar with anyway. But like there hasn't been easy rounds at all. Like
actually answered. Sorry, go on.
No, what was you going to say?
I was like, that literally answered my next question, which was going to be, do you feel like you're kind of got more attention, one from Jack, but then also the fact that you're constantly only training against other elite, either pros or virtually pros?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's only the competition team, so it's always difficult. Like maybe sometimes in the gym when there's maybe an odd number or one of the newer guys asks you to do a round, and you go, yeah, go on in. There's none of that. So we're doing like we have our two.
Your rest round.
Yeah, no, you're never a rest round. You always give it good. But yeah, there's literally no rest rounds. Every round you have to kind of go after it, and you can't give anything away to anyone because you'll just lose the round, or like it'll make it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. Like everyone's sharp, everyone's good. So like we still spar twice a week at the minute, and they're grueling. They are grueling rounds what we're doing, but they're good. It just makes us excited, obviously, to like showcase my skills and show what we've all been working hard on, like through kind of the second bit of the lockdown when everyone can kind of train and stuff like that. But I'm just excited to kind of show my skills.
Yeah. Elliot also said no chair throwing in the crowd. Just to be clear, that wasn't Leigh's fight.
Yeah, I weren't throwing chairs either.
He wasn't throwing them, and he was waiting to come on. That was not his fight.
That was a weird. Well, to be fair, I knew something was kicking off, but I didn't know what that was. But that was weird. I think it might have even held us up a few minutes or something like that. But to wait for it all to calm down.
Yeah, while it waited.
Can't quite remember now, but
that was a one-off, Elliot. We don't talk about that.
That's something that doesn't get spoken about.
In one of our, I think it was your second pro fight, we spoke afterwards, and you said you didn't feel like a pro until you had a pro win against your name.
Yeah.
Now you've got 3 of them. How does it feel? Do you feel like you're really in the full flow of your career now, especially with this step up to the Big Cage Warriors show?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I always felt like, even when I did feel that way because of that, not having that pro win at the time, obviously I was still training with pro guys who like seasoned pro guys who fight fighting cage warriors, people who have kind of been around for a long time. So I knew I was capable. But for me, until I had that pro win, obviously, I didn't class myself as a pro fighter. But well, it's funny. Obviously, now this matchup, obviously Nathan fought Rico as well. I fought Rico. We both got the finish over that opponent.
Yeah.
So I know we match up so well.
And Rico's a really decent guy as well.
Yeah, he is. That's the thing. It's not like we both beat like a can in Rico.
Yeah.
Like he's a tough guy. He really is. But it just kind of makes things, like I say, we beat. Like I think, obviously, he got a win over Jack Eglin as well in the amateurs. I fought Jack bloody ages ago. But we beat some of the same guys.
Yeah.
But it does make things interesting, obviously, when like you've never crossed that person's path before.
Yeah.
But I know it'll be one of them fights that's super, super competitive. You can't give anything away. Lots of skills on display from probably both parties, which is obviously nice. It's what everyone wants to see, and it's what you want to be involved. What I want to be involved in, kind of thing.
And when people look at the records and he's 3-0, you're 3-1. For anyone who doesn't remember your pro debut, you broke your hand in that opening exchange, and it was just so frustrating for you. I could tell from your face afterwards how gutted you were that you didn't get to showcase your skills.
Yeah, to be fair, that was a couple of years ago now. So even in that 2 years, obviously, I know I had some time after that or whatever, but like in the time, like I say, even in the last, when was our fight last? March. Even since March, I feel so moved on, like technique wise and stuff like that, and ability and just things that you like. I feel like I've took on board and stuff in the training. So you can progress really quickly, like just from that gym time as well. But yeah, I feel obviously things are quite different since then. Like Charlie and Corey always take the piss. They're like, "Oh, still crying about that sprained wrist." Like,
We've seen the X-rays.
Yeah, keep talking about that sprained wrist.
Well, I brought it up. If they're watching, I brought it up this time. But
you watch me get a text after. You watch me get a Snapchat or a text after this. Oh, still crying about that. He's still crying about that sprained wrist.
It was a broken hand, everyone. But the reason I brought it up is because it was against Liam Gittins, and I think he's another really decent guy in your division.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that rematch further down the line.
The thing is, we're all in the same, like, we're not from miles like apart. Everyone, I imagine, even guys you fought earlier in your amateurs, I imagine everyone will cross paths eventually. He's gone on to do great things. Obviously, he's a super tough guy. He's done so well for himself. I'm sure we'll cross paths again in the future. I'm sure I'll cross paths with most of the guys who I've fought, who are kind of still training and still progressing. They're all good fights. I'm quite friendly with like a lot of the guys who I've got them all like or have fought or whatever. Like ping them a message every now and then, kind of thing. But yeah, definitely, I'll be up for kind of fighting most of the guys who I had fought in the amateurs, kind of thing, just to see how everyone's progressed on and stuff like that.
Yeah, unless they're a dick, I don't know why you wouldn't be kind of friendly after it's all been left in the cage.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Drop my phone. That's the thing. Like it is a sport. I tend to not have like either grudges or I don't really talk rubbish about people and stuff like that either. We're both going in there to kind of put our skills on display. I know people like to hype fights and hype their way into fights and stuff like that, which is obviously completely fine. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought now. I do this every time we talk. You know that I can't talk. I can't talk. My brain power's not there.
You're just saying that you don't really trash talk people.
Oh yeah. I just don't. I don't know. It's not really. We're gonna fight anyway, so I don't really see the point. But yeah, like most people are pretty friendly, and I always usually say like have a chat with them after and stuff like that. There's no reason to have any kind of hostility, really. Kind of let your skills do all your talking. I'd like to think.
I think it's fair enough if it comes naturally to you, but it's not like you guys are getting a share of pay-per-view sales or something. Like, and
That's
you're
it. We're not making
trying to get like
big money out of it or anything like that.
Well, like I don't know. I just don't feel like it's the same. Like, you're not going on press conferences all over the world
Yeah,
to try and
that's
hype
it.
these fights. So if it comes naturally to you, fair enough. But like, if it doesn't, I think that shows and it looks awful.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It does look terrible when when it's like forced, and it's like,
Yeah.
because a lot of the time it does. It's not even, they're like forcing these kind of stupid sentences out. It just sounds a bit stupid. Some people are really witty and good with words and stuff like that. Then fair enough, if you can be funny and be a bit of a comedian, then work that. But I can't even remember what I'm trying to say to you half the time, let alone think about slagging someone off. And my mind doesn't work like that. 1 minute I'm with it, and next. So.
Brandon Margaret said, "Nice wallpaper, Leigh." I just said it was nice wallpaper before we went live. He hung it himself, Brandon.
everyone loves the wallpaper. Some say it's a bit girly, though, to be fair.
I like it. Steve says, "So handsome." Darren Briley said, "Well, I'll let you sing
that's
it."
my uncle. That's my uncle.
Oh, hi, Darren.
He's a good man. They're always there singing along at like Colchester.
Oh, awesome.
They're good lads.
So, yeah, that's what's going to be hard. I know you always bring a big crowd to Colchester, and obviously there's going to be no crowd this time. How do you feel about that?
I don't really know, to be fair. I've not fought in front of no one, like, ever. So I imagine probably have its positives and negatives. Obviously you can hear your corner a lot clearer, and things like that. They can kind of, at times, maybe when people are screaming and shouting and just absolute nonsense, kind of maybe your corner, like you can't quite hear that instruction maybe as well. But obviously it'll be kind of strange because we can hear their breathing and stuff like that a little bit more. So I don't know. I think it'll be cool though. To be fair, I'm not bothered about it. It's not something like I'm overthinking about or anything. I'm just buzzing. I'm just buzzing to go and fight.
So you haven't come up with code words then, so that the other side doesn't know what your corner's saying to you?
I don't know. I don't think we can do code words, to be fair. We can't even think about what we're trying to say half the time. We're all brain damaged, and we got to stick to regular words. You should
got a lot of fights between you all.
Yeah, that's it.
Brandon said he thought it was Lucy's wallpaper. Lucy's Lee's girlfriend.
Nah, she's the one who says it's a bit girly, though, to be fair, sometimes.
And Cuba, who's our teammate, says hi.
Yeah, Cuba.
Hi, Cuba.
How's it going, mate? He's a good lad, to be fair. He's coming along.
I think he's hoping to have an amateur fight at some point when the Cage Warriors Academy shows come back.
I hope so. He works hard as well. Like some of the younger lads who train at the gym, like they train just as much as everyone else. They get the rounds in with some of the more experienced guys, considering they've got no fights. Like they do really well. They do.
Yeah, no, I know, and
I'll be excited to see him like compete in the near future and stuff like that.
Me too. I've promised him his first ever interview as well when
the time comes.
Yeah. So going back, you mentioned you were training with Steve and Charlie this morning. Steve's going to have a fight announcement that we can't talk about yet because it's not announced, but it's really cool, isn't it, to have like more than just yourself on this Cage Warriors trilogy, to have Steve on it. And I know Jamie isn't really BKK, but Jamie Richardson's done some training with you guys as well. So
yeah, to be fair, he's down quite a bit, so he's in the gym just as much as everyone else. Like I know maybe he's definitely down to spar like all the time, so he's still part of the team. Everyone helps each other out.
How does it feel to be on a card like that with them?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, I watch all them guys fight on the Cage Warrior shows anyway, and I've obviously always like wanted to be on the big show. Obviously, like been waiting for that time to come. So now I'm just there with them. Usually, I'm fighting with someone from the gym anyway on the like the Southeast show and whatnot, or even some other shows up the country that we've done, or like we've been on kind of thing with other people from the gym. So usually there's always someone fighting around the same time, or like usually there's George on like, the card, or Steve will have a fight maybe within a few weeks. So everyone's always got something coming up and always beating each other up. So everyone's always in shape. So it's good. That's the other good thing about having people always in the gym, because with fights coming up, because you'll kind of push each other and like peak together and whatnot. So you've always got like top in shape, like sparring partners.
Yeah.
You can't get much better than that, really.
And Jamie Richardson's fighting for a title. He's fighting for the middleweight belt.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he needs to be a beast, because Matthias Frederick is a beast as well. I can't think of any more ways to say how buzzing I am for all of these fights, but that's another one I'm just so excited for.
I know they keep reeling off these matchups, and not just like obviously not just my fight or Jamie's fight, but there's loads on there.
Yeah,
just absolute bangers, one after another. Like,
how do you see that fight going?
Well, Jamie's fight.
Yeah,
Jamie's going to win. Jamie's an absolute. I know they're both beasts. Don't get me wrong, but he's a tough guy, like a real tough guy, and he's good as well. Like you see him move, and he moves like some of the smaller guys. He's so fast and like things like that. Like I remember it wasn't so long ago, I watched one of his rounds and I thought, Jesus Christ, because obviously you don't get time to watch people unless like some of the other weight classes and whatnot. You don't get time to watch them. So when you do get the opportunity, you don't realise how good people are. I know obviously they fight at a good level, but some like they're so good. Like it's crazy. Like he moves so fast. He's a good guy. I definitely see him winning that.
And I saw a post up about him, I think it was yesterday, and someone, he was just like dressed in a t-shirt and jeans or something, and somebody said, don't be fooled, this guy's a killer, because he just looks like such a normal guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, to be fair. But I think everyone does, unless they've got massive ear rolls, like massive ear rolls kind of sticking out and whatnot. Like most people, like they do when you see him, because I mean, it's not everyone who fights in MMA is just an absolute beefcake, like covered in tattoos, like or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They don't look like necessarily tough people, but you see them fight and you think, Jesus Christ, they're skilled. They're so skilled.
It's true.
And you can't just be tough either. Like at a higher level, you can't just be a tough guy who can walk forward and eat loads of shots and beat people up. You've got to be skilled. So, it's interesting to see some of those guys. You see them and you think, you'd walk past him in the street and wouldn't even realise he like competes in one of the toughest sports like on the planet.
100%. Let me check the comments. I thought I saw some more come in there. What's your favourite MMA movie?
I don't like fighting films. I don't like boxing movies. Nah, I don't like boxing movies. Don't like MMA films.
Wow,
they're not for me.
Have you not watched Kingdom?
Is that a thing on Netflix at the minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spalding was telling me about it the other day. No, I've not watched it, to be fair. But usually fighting films just kind of, I don't know. I think there's a couple of boxing movies I like, to be fair. I like, what's the one with Mark Wahlberg in it? Is it The Fighter?
Oh.
Christian Bale's in it as well.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Oh my God! Somebody
I think it is
tell
The
me what
Fighter.
it's called. It's something. It might be The Fighter. Yeah.
I think it might be. That's probably, I'd say, one of my favourite like boxing or MMA movies kind of thing. But I'm not really even into like all the old school cheesy like martial arts movies or anything like that. None of them do it for me at all. I know some people are like, "Wow, you've never seen this and that." And it's like, nah, it's not for me.
Give Kingdom a go though. Oh, it is The Fighter. Peter said it is The Fighter. Give Kingdom a go on Netflix, because it's more about like their lives as well, and they just like it's based in a gym, and there's a little bit of that.
Is it quite cheesy though?
Yeah, but like they mixed it in with. So Brad Pickett did some of the like training with some of the guys, and some of them just are quite hard guys anyway, so you could imagine them on there, but like you could imagine them actually fighting. But it is, and then now and again you'll just randomly recognize someone from the UFC who's one of their opponents and stuff. So
that always makes me laugh as well.
You're an ex-teammate if you don't like Rocky. Do you like the Rocky films?
I've seen Rocky once. One of the Rocky films once. Honestly.
Was it the first one or just a random one in the middle?
Don't even know. Like, if I get that, I'm pretty sure I've got the box set downstairs as well.
Peter says there's lots of titties on Kingdom. I don't even remember that bit. Fair enough. There's some really, I don't know. I think it's really good. Give it a watch and see what you think.
Yeah, well, I'll give it a watch. I will definitely. I'll watch it with Lois to see what she thinks.
I think she'll. Oh.
Bye.
Even Danny thinks that's shocking. Oh dear, the number of live views is dropping by the second.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, who's this guy? He ain't for real. He don't even like Rocky. It's when I look at my Instagram and I've lost like 1,000 followers or something. Yeah. Like, pretty much all my followers.
You'll never do another interview with me again.
That's it. I'm finished. I'm finished in the sport. It don't even matter about who I'm fighting. It doesn't matter anything. I'm done.
So the most important question that I've got to ask you about is about your hair. It's changed so much since I last saw you.
We was in a lockdown Barnet competition.
Okay, so you must be winning. Who are you in it with? Charlie?
I've had it cut.
Have you?
Yeah, I've had it. It's all cut. It's pretty much gone, really. I look like at one point I looked like a hillbilly or something. I like all sticking out all over the place.
Oh, it's still pretty long now.
I don't know. I like it a little bit long, to be fair, but not how it was. It was ridiculous. I think we was growing it for like maybe 3 months. There's like quite a few of us in it as well. We're all walking around with these dodgy haircuts.
Who was in it?
So, for me, my brother, my older brother, my dad, my mum's boyfriend. I think that was it. There's 5 of us basically. We was all growing it. I think I can't even remember what it was for now. It was just stupid. I think one of us had like really long hair, and someone was like, "Oh, why don't we see who can grow the longest lockdown hair or whatever?" And I think the idea was that whoever loses pays everyone in the better tenner. But my older brother caved first, basically, and was like, just give it all to a charity or something. It's only like 40 quid or whatever. But it got awful. That's the thing. And my hair doesn't grow out nicely either. It's like the longer it gets, the more ginger it looks, and it just grown out like a ginger helmet. looked like I had like an American football ginger helmet on. It was horrendous.
And who was the last to get it cut?
My twin brother Danny. He was actually growing his hair anyway, so he weren't that bothered about it. But it was just stupid. Like, I'm glad that it's gone, to be fair, because it looked horrendous. I just used to wear a hat everywhere, but even that, it was all like sticking out the sides and stuff like that, which I didn't really mind. I'm not that bothered. But it's just when I took it off and was trading, it just goes poof. I don't know. It just weren't a good look at all. And I can't even. I don't know. It's not even about that. I was going to say I can't even grow real good facial hair, so it's not like I didn't have anything going for me at the time. I didn't have good hair, and I can't grow facial hair, like decent facial hair. So you
could have had cornrows for your fight, though.
I don't know. What? I don't know. I don't even think it would suit me, to be fair. I really don't. I think it would look stupid. Get a skinhead. No, I've got a weird shaped head as well.
He said it will make you look hard.
It won't.
He said it definitely won't look hard anyway, Peter. How rude.
Yeah.
So brilliant! Thank you for your time. We've hit over 100 people watching live.
I can't even.
Although it's suddenly dropped.
Yeah.
People don't like the idea of you not getting a skinhead.
Or not liking Rocky or anything like that. No one even cares anymore. Everyone's like, we're done. We're done with this.
So I just wanted to give you a chance to give a shout out to teammates, sponsors, anyone that's helping you that you wanted to say thanks to.
Obviously, thanks to Jack for putting in so much time with all of us. Like, at his house, having us at his house all the time. He must be absolutely sick of us. Um, but all the guys, obviously, we train and spar with everyone who's been there for the rounds and everything like that. Sponsors wise, another barber's helping me out or have already sent me some money to like help cover like medical and stuff like that. It's obviously quite pricey. Some other guys are like on the way to doing the same. So another barber's in Whittam. Go get your lockdown
I
barnets
can't believe
chopped
you're
in there.
sponsored by a barber.
I know. I had they cut it off. Like you were. They sorted me out. Daryl sorted me out, and they're going there and get your lockdown barnets chopped if you haven't already. Jay Devil sorts me out with obviously all my supplements and stuff like that from Herbalife. Anton King from Kyra Health Braintree is always bending me up and sorting out my back and my neck whenever it is causing me, or anything for that matter. Really, it's not just my back or my neck. He's always looking after us. Like all these guys have been with us for like the last 3 fights. Like always sending me products and stuff like that. Always helping me out. It does make a massive difference. And even like covering like little bits of funding. Like if I know they will all help me out where they can. If they can send me a little bit of money that helps cover something like a medical or something like that. Obviously, who else we got? We've got Raw CBD as well. Always sending me like loads and loads of stuff. That stuff is expensive as well, and they're just giving it away to some of us guys for nothing. So it all comes out of their pocket. Go over and check out all these guys' Instagram pages. They're all on my Instagram somewhere. We've got Sweeney Dodge Fightwear. Sending me, well, he's quite generous as well. He's a generous guy. He sends us all shin pads, gloves, keeping us kitted out with tracksuits and whatnot.
They're really good stuff.
It all helps.
Aren't they?
Yeah, they are really good stuff. Like, go over and check him out as well. Who else is there? Quick, let's have a look at this T-shirt. There's one with some of the sponsors on it. Who else we got? I need one of these handy. Give me 2 seconds.
You've said all the ones that I could remember.
Yeah, I think that's them. To be fair, they've helped me out massively. They always do. Sorry if I've forgotten anyone. You'll get an extra special post on Instagram or something like that. But yeah, thanks for everyone for your support always as well, and people who kind of watch these interviews and come to the fights and whatever. It does mean a lot. It does.
And I think I'm just so gutted I can't be at this one because it's how I feel about Corey's UFC debut as well. Like I never imagined a world where I wouldn't be at her UFC debut, but it's probably not going to happen now, being in November. And
I know she's got a quick turnaround, didn't she?
I know, and what a matchup for her as well.
That's a good matchup as well. That'll be a good one to watch.
It's going to be such a good fight. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm buzzing that these shows are back on as well, though. The Cage Warriors and some of the more local shows.
Yeah.
It's just, for me, it's so exciting to see all of you guys back in action. I know how much you put into it and how hard it is to have your kind of whole life kind of up in the air, not knowing when it's coming back. And I knew you were trying to train through it when it was allowed, obviously, but
obviously when it was allowed.
Not getting anyone in trouble here, but
I don't know. I think everyone will get themselves in trouble posting on social media anyway. But that's it. Everyone's still working hard all the time. It doesn't stop just because everything else kind of has. And it's nice that some of these shows are still able to put the fights on, because it can mess people up. Say they already hadn't had a fight for 6 months before the lockdown. They've now not fought in over a year, some of these guys. Lucky for me, I had quite a run of fights in the last 6 months before, so it weren't the worst thing in the world. It gave me some time to get better and improve, and hopefully I'll come out looking completely different. Well, not completely different, but more like an improved version of what I was before, kind of thing.
You were literally one of the last fights before lockdown happened, apart from that Cage Warriors that ended up moving to Manchester.
Yeah.
That was the last weekend that there were any shows on.
Yeah, that's it. I think that literally was. I mean, the week after that, when I went back to work, I worked for like 3 days and then everyone was off work. And so I was kind of quite thankful that I was able to get that in, to be fair. Because like, it's always a little bit weird when you haven't fought in a while. But I just want to keep it regular, make it like just another day almost, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But,
I just remember as well that fight week, because your opponent and the co-main opponent were coming from Italy, which
yeah, that's
at
it.
the time was like the most
The
coronavirus
worst.
stricken place in the world. I
Yeah,
was
I
just
know.
thinking, please let these guys be allowed
I know.
in.
I was hoping that as well. I don't want this to be for nothing kind of thing. I'd like pretty much trained through that with like the worst condition as well, like hurt my back and everything, like quite bad. And I was just like, no, don't make it be for nothing, kind of thing. But no, luckily it all came through and was able to put another win on my record before the lockdown all happened. So I'm
Yeah,
well, like, now obviously coming off three wins on the bounce, which is nice to go into another fight with a bit of momentum behind you.
yeah. And one of the last to fight before lockdown happened, and one of the first to fight,
Yeah,
you know, while the virus is still going on. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's the 25th of September, is
yeah,
it? It's
literally a
Cage
month
Warriors
today.
115. Oh my God. Ah, how exciting. It's
That'd be
the
good.
Friday night show that you're on, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's it. That is it.
And that card looks so epic already. I'm buzzing. We've got Steve hopefully having a fight announcement too. Please, please, please send my love to Jack, to Steve, to Charlie, to everyone you're seeing and training with,
Yeah,
in
I
a
will.
socially distant, whatever you're allowed
Yeah,
to
that's
do,
it.
way.
So it's only socially distant sparring at the minute.
Yeah.
She's got gloves on the end of sticks or something.
Yeah. Oh, I miss you guys so much. It's
Yeah,
so nice
we miss you
to see
too.
you.
It'll be nice to
And
get back to normal as well, wouldn't it?
it will be, it will be. And I'll love it when I can come see you fight again. But until then, I will see you on Fight Pass, and I'll be 100% rooting for you. And that's why I'm a shocking journalist, because I've got my favourites. But this is my teammate, everyone. So I'm sorry. He's my guy.
Oh, thanks. Cheers for your support as well, and like speaking to me tonight, obviously.
No worries at all, Leigh. You stay healthy, have a great camp, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much.
Take
Cheers.
care.